Goviano waves at it. She's down on strikes for the second out of the inning. Fourth time the Plainsmen have struck out today, and back to the top of the order in Ava McComas, who is 0 for 5 on the day, or 0 for 4 with a walk. She drew a walk in the first inning of Game 1. McComas will watch the first pitch by for strike number 1. That puts her 1 for 9. And then the pick throw down to second by Gutierrez after the McComas swing and a miss gets out into center field. So Wright goes to third, the go-ahead run on the fourth McCook error of the ball game. 0-1, pitch delivered, McComas to the backstop, foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Trying to manufacture a lead are the Plainswomen for the first time today. Call. The 0-2 pitch. McComas lifts it out to right. Elliott to her right will make the catch. The Plainswomen strand a runner on. We stay tied at 1 between NJC and McCook. 6th inning next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back to Mason Field, 1-1 between NJC and McCook as we head to the 6th. The run, 4 hits, 4 errors, and 7 left on for McCook. A run, 2 hits, 3 errors, and 3 left on for NJC. Tegan Kem will tangle with 6, 7, and 8. Anna Elliott, Briley Dean, and Haley Anguino in the top of the 6th inning. Elliott fouls off the first one she sees. She's lined out and reached on an error in this second game today. Kem. 0-1, foul back by Elliott, 0-2. Defensive miscues have kind of been the name of the game. NJC scored 3 unearned runs when they played in McCook back in March. 0-2 offering. Kem rolls it to the plate for ball number 1. McCook scored no unearned runs. They have not gotten an unearned run today. 3 unearned. They won the first game 2-1 and were tied 1-1 in this second one. 1-2 pitch low for ball 2 as far as NJC and the unearned runs. Their 1 run is unearned as well, so defensive miscues have kind of plagued both of these clubs in the 2024 series. 2-2 pitch. Little flare job over the head of Ava McComas. And Anna Elliott is on with a leadoff single for McCook. In the top of the 6th, brought to you by Gordon Insurance. Be prepared for everything life throws at you. Car insurance, farm insurance, crop insurance, life insurance. Gordon Insurance, 970-526-6139. Riley Dean at the plate, a sac bunt, her last time out. Kem, first pitch, drilled down the third base line on a sac bunt. Again picked up by Duncan and tossed to first. So that's 2 consecutive small ball plays by Dean. Designated player Haley Anguino will be at the plate. She has a pair of groundouts in this game. 0 for 3 on the season against NJC. First pitch, she'll ground to third. Duncan picks it up, looks the runner back, slings it across, then back across the diamond they come, but Elliott able to tag in advance. So 5-3 on the putout. Crossing over is Elliott, 2 away, top 6, 1-1 game, 2A on a Goodwin, who singled back up the middle in the second inning and popped up in foul territory in the fourth. First pitch in tight for ball number 1 to Goodwin. 1-0. Kem pitch delivered, ball lined out into right field, and Goodwin comes through with a 2-out knock to give McCook a 2-1 lead. In the top of inning number 6, and that's just that small ball mentality, being able to sack, bunt, cross over on a ground out. Talked about that all the way back at the beginning of the broadcast before 1 o'clock today. The team that does that better is the team that wins. Obviously, NJC being no hit in the first game today through 6 1/3 was a huge factor in that as well. But McCook has done a great job manufacturing runs, and go back to the top of the order, and Lila Gutierrez. First pitch low for ball number 1. McCook needed both today to salvage the season split, move themselves still within a realistic possibility of hosting a postseason series the last weekend of April. 1-0 pitch up and away for ball 2. Of course, everybody's still mathematically alive for the postseason right now, and still, for the most part, everybody's still alive to potentially post. Strike across on the 2-0 from Tegan Kem takes a count to 2-1. But the home series is so important in the new format, best of 3. 2-1 pitch up and away, 3-1. For both these teams, and there's a lot on the line. I know NJC still has to go to Otero and Trinidad. I think McCook still has to go to Trinidad. They see Lamar and WNCC as well. 3-1 pitch, inside corner, called strike 2, will run the count to full to Gutierrez. And JC's lived on the inner third. Calls have come both ways all day on that inner third of the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, top 6, 2-1 McCook. Pitch rolled to the plate and hops off the foot of Gutierrez, so hit batter. Goodwin to second, Gutierrez to first, and Angela Banza, who has a single and a walk each her last 2 times up. We'll have a crack to try and add more to it. This is the first really command-challenged Tegan Kem we've seen today. High velo. She offered, no she didn't. Held back, did Bands at the slapper as the pitch was up and away for ball 1. 2 out. Go ahead knock for McCook. Looking to do more damage in the dirt. Banzit did not offer ball 2, and Goodwin, who was way off the bag, had to be walked back by Lauren Lee. Kim. 2-0. Up and in, 3-0. And you cannot afford to be juggling flaming swords right now. Andy Suhai, Lexi Knapp, both very capable hitters on deck and in the hole. 3-0 pitch across for a strike, takes a count to 3-1. Tegan Kem is a very dangerous living pitcher. She's in the dirt, ball 4, and frustrated with herself as she's now walked the bases loaded. So 2 outs for McCook in the top of the 6th here. An RBI single for Ayana Goodwin, who now stands at third. Lila Gutierrez hit with 2 outs. She now stands at second, and Angela Banzett walked. She stands at first. And here comes Coach Gertner. Freshman in the circle. And JC's young in this capacity. I mean, we've known all year long that they've got the youth in the circle. And there's going to be these moments where you just have to grin and bear it. I talked about it last weekend, and I'll say it again. Tegan Kim now on April 3rd, 2024 is not the same Tegan Kim that I saw throw back on February 12th. I mean, back on February 12th, I wasn't sure that the ball was going to hit the backstop. That's how wild she was when she came into that game. And she's found her command. She's pitching well. Still has pitched great today. No great contact for McCook. Just needs to get the out to keep this a 2-1 game. She pounds it right down Broadway to Suhai after the visit to the circle for strike number 1. Kim. 0-1. Grounder over to short. McComas picks it up to second. Gets the force to end it. Bases loaded with 2 away. McCook did take the lead, but they strand them loaded. Plainsmen trail 2-1. Bottom of the 6th next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back to Mason Field we come. Plainsmen trail 2-1 to the bottom of inning number 6. I'm Ben Blecka. Belle Bensavenga to lead things off. She'll be followed by Savannah Waldrop and Lauren Lee. Bottom of the 6th brought to you by Stubbs Gas and Oil. Sports fans, when you're traveling, you need that one stop that has it all. Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins is that stop. Exit 66A off I-76. Bensavenga's reached on an errand and singled in this game today. First pitch inside corner for strike number 1. Very similar situation to game number 1 today. Bensavenga found her way on, was run for, and Segoviano got to third, but NJC couldn't plate that runner. She'll hit a bouncer over to first. It's gobbled up by Knapp. 3 unassisted on the putout for out number 1. That'll bring Savannah Waldrop to the plate. She's reached on one of 4 McCook errors today. 0 for 2 in this game. Low 70s today. Wind is starting to back off a little bit as Savannah Waldrop tattoos the first pitch she sees, but it bends foul down the left field side for strike number 1. We've been seeing wind speeds over 20 miles an hour off the outfield fence all day long. It's only about 12-13 right now, still coming in from center. Waldrop got great contact. 0-1 pitch, tails away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Call kind of missed in tight, and Waldrop turned on it just a little too quickly. Down 2-1 are the Plainsmen. 1-1 pitch. Grounder by Waldrop finds its way out into left field. So the Northeastern Plainsmen collect their 3rd hit of the game. And Lauren Lee will come to the plate. Lee struck out. She popped up next to the bag at third her last time up. Not many opportunities today for NJC to score. 1 away, bottom 6, down 2-1. First pitch, Lee watches it by for strike number 1. Lauren's a bat you believe can do something. 0-1. Ooh, off speed, just up. Call missed her spot. You could just tell by the body language on her follow-through. It's not where she wanted that one to go. Lee couldn't do anything with it because it was too high. 1-1. Pitch delivered. Lee bounces it foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 away, bottom of the 6th. Lee. 1-2. Call. Pitch delivered. Lee will lift it over the backstop. Foul. One ball, 2 strikes. Call just 75 pitches in. She'll deliver the pitch. Lauren Lee gets underneath it. It's bending into foul territory. The shortstop, Andy Suhai, over will make the catch. The second out of the inning, and Lauren Lee got on top of something once again and pops up in foul territory. So runner remains at first, 2 away to Kaylee Isle, who drove in the lone run in this game on a sac fly. 0 for 1 with a run batted in, the official line. First pitch across to her for strike number 1. Call. The 0-1 dances low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Call. Delivers the pitch high and away. 4 ball, 2. NJC hadn't stolen a base in the last 2 weekend series. Got themselves moving in late in the first game today. 2-1. Pitch on the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Isle. The team's leader in stolen bases actually stands on deck in Blake Duncan. She has 10 this year. Early in the year, this team ran, and then they just haven't of late. 2-2 pitch delivered. Bouncer over to short. Scooped up by Suhai. The throw to first just in time. And keeps this a 2-1 ball game in favor of the visiting McCook Indians. Plains are going to look to keep it 2-1. Top of the 7th next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Plainsman trail McCook 2-1 as we come back for the top of inning number 7 at Mason Field. McCook trying to salvage a season series split with a sweep on this Wednesday, and the Plainsmen trying to get a split in the season series win. Lexi Knapp, Sadie Call, and Anna Elliott due up in the top of the 7th inning. 2 runs, 6 hits, 4 errors, and 10 left on for McCook. 1 run, 3 hits, 3 errors, and 4 left on for NJC. Knapp has not been retired today. She's reached 3 times, a single and a pair of fielder's choices. She'll foul off the 1-0 pitch, and the count evens out at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tegan Kim, 1-1 up the ladder for ball 2. Kim has not pitched poorly. She's ready to throw her 80th pitch here on this next offering. She's walked a couple. She's hit one. 6 hits allowed. Nothing real good contact, off speed, off the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike, and worked her way out of a bases juice jam last inning just to keep it a 2-1 ball game. 3-1. Kim, pitch, up and away, ball 4. So free pass issued, and we will have a runner for Lexi Knapp as Coach Mendenhall will pop out of the third base dugout. Pinch runner for Knapp. We'll have to wait and see who that is that'll come out of the dugout. That will be Alexa Mendoza. That is the pinch runner. Speed on the base pass. Needing to manufacture an insurance run is McCook. They've led all day today. 2 runs in the first inning of the first doubleheader, a run in the first one of the second. NJC got 1 back in the 7th of the first game, tied us in the 4th, but McCook's been playing from ahead today. NJC has the bats to be able to do a little something with it, and there's some good insurance. Sadie Call drills a ball to the gap out in right center field. Mendoza heads to third. To second goes Call. Leadoff walk, followed by a double. Runners at second and third for Anna Elliott. As Elliott has a single and has reached on an error, will step in. This is Tegan Kim's ball game. Ryan Urich has not gone to the pen to warm up. Neither is Reagan Farringer. Bunt, third base line, cued foul for strike number 1. I mean, and that's the luxury NJC has. I mean, you get the season split with a top 4 team like McCook, okay, that's fine. You know that now you're going to have to find a season split against Otero. You probably a win on the road. You really probably need all 4 this weekend against WNCC as the 0-1 is waved out by Elliott. I mean, there's a lot of if, then, that, how situations that are in play for both of these teams with 2.5 weeks remaining in the regular season. 0-2. Pitch delivered. Grounder over to second. Finds its way into center field. Elliott will get 1 across, maybe a second. Relay throw to the plate, not in time. Call will come home. On the throw to the plate, Elliott heads to second. It's a 2 RBI single for McCook. And they now have a 4-1 lead, and out comes Coach Gertner, and I think we're going to see Ryan Urich take over in the circle for the Plains women. On this pitching change, is Tegan Kim now going to stay in as the first baseman, I think is the question. Ryan Urich is not a bad pitcher. First time that NJC and McCook played, Urich threw 7, gave up 3 earned runs, struck out 3, walked 6. So NJC will make a change at first. So Ryan Urich will step in. And now on at first for the Plainswomen will be Ashley Wecker. So Wecker will get the late defensive substitution in now a 4-1 ball game. Buckeye Welding Supply knows you have questions. They have answers, and they have the supplies too. Buckeye Welding Supply, 330 South the 11th Avenue in Sterling. Tegan Kim hadn't pitched poorly. 85 pitches, 3 of the 4 runs allowed earned. She didn't strike anybody out. 8 hits, 3 walks, just too much of the plate here in this 7th inning. NJC's going to need their offense, but you now want to keep this 4-1. That's the reason you make the change to Urich. More innings out of her, but she'd struggled her last couple starts. First time we've seen Ryan as a reliever, maybe all season. She'll roll the first one to the plate and off Briley Dean. So Elliott, who was moving, has to retreat to second. Dean hit by a pitch. And the designated player, Haley Anguiano, will come to the plate for McCook. Still with nobody out in the top of the 7th inning. In what is a 4-1 McCook ball game. Pitch, hop to the plate, and the runners will move up on the wild pitch. Ball number 1. This is the danger. I mean, as I noted, Urich was never down in the pen warming up for NJC in between innings. There was no indication of her coming into the circle, so she hasn't mentally been able to get ready for this situation. Only had about 7-8 warm-up tosses. And on that ball rolled to the plate, Lauren Lee wore it off a lower extremity. The trainer came out to check on her. Obviously didn't like the way that something looked there. The top of this 7th inning, 1-0 pitch across at the knees for strike number 1. Urich, the 1-1, rolled foul, 1 ball, 2 strikes. As I mentioned, Ryan had not looked comfortable in the circle last several outings for NJC. That's why she's been replaced as the starter in Game 2. Tegan Kim hasn't done anything to dispel, I think, her opportunity to continue being the starter, as the 1-2 pitch is drilled into center field by Anguiano. And this is now a 6-1 ball game with a 5 spot in the top of the 7th inning, as both runners on second and third come home. That'll officially close the book on Kim. 5 runs allowed, 3 earned. And now a run across to the credit of Urich, still with nobody out in the top of the 7th to Ayana Goodwin. Goodwin will square to bunt. She offered for strike number 1. Now the question for NJC, you have 4 hits all day. You need, at this point, 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th. 0-1, ground ball, finds its way into the glove of Isle at second. She'll make the quick throw to second, but can't beat Anguiano. So fielder's choice on the ground ball, and then safe on the throw goes Anguiano. Still nobody out. Runners on first and second. Back to the top of the McCook order, and Lila Gutierrez. She'll drop a bunt into foul territory for strike number 1. And 1. Urich. A wind and fire. Ball bounced foul. No balls, 2 strikes. That game was what it was. I mean, both pitchers threw a gem, and we've seen a great, this is a 2-1 ball game coming to the 7th. Scoreboard now says 6-1 for McCook. It doesn't feel like 6-1 with not a lot of great contact, but in the end, as we've talked about, earned runs, not earned runs, whatever the case may be, only matters runs scored, as Lila Gutierrez ropes a ball out to left. It's snared by Scoviano for the first out in the top of the 7th, and runners remain at first and second to Angela Banzit. Just adds more pressure to the weekend series for NJC against WNCC. Ryan Urich will fire the first pitch to the plate, and it gets off the shin guard of Lauren Lee. Ball one, runners move to second and third. Banzit has reached 3 consecutive times, a single and 2 walks. Urich up the ladder, 2 balls, no strikes. In the end, I know the coaches will say the same exact thing. We're just going to focus on one game at a time, one inning at a time, one at-bat at a time, one pitch at a time. 2-0, up and in, ball 3. And in the end, that's all you can do. But because I wear a headset and not a helmet, I can prognosticate about that kind of thing. 3-0. Low ball 4, and Ryan Urich has walked the bases loaded to Andy Suha. McCook knows they've got a lot of the same thing because of some early season splits. They need 3-0-1 and 4-0 series wins if they have a shot at the top 4. And I mean, the coaches had told me when talking the last several weeks that you really do feel that it is still anybody's ball game. Yes, Trinidad is out on the front end, but they haven't played Otero yet. They haven't played McCook yet. They haven't played NJC yet. 0-1, popped up on the infield by Suhai, first base side. Wecker into foul territory, makes the catch. Second out of the inning to leave the bases loaded. So it is still anybody's game, but and I fully believe if the top 4 is Trinidad, Otero, NJC, McCook, it's anybody's game in any of those best of 3 series, as you've seen today. Urich first pitch low for ball 1 to Knapp. Ella Coville Martyr, no hitter through 6 1/3 in the first game today. NJC has been held to just 4 hits. A team that hits nearly 400 on the year has just 4 hits on the day, and a big smoke out to left center field by Knapp on the 1-0, and she drills a grand slam for the McCook Community College Indians to blow this one wide open in the top of the 7th inning. 4 more across, makes it 8 in the inning, and a 10-1 McCook lead. The final score of this one is not going to show you how close this one was through 6 innings of play. Sadie Call, who has a double her last time up, will step in with 2 away, and the first pitch high for ball number 1. Urich delivers the pitch across, the count leaving out at 1-1. Pitch delivered, drilled out to center field by Call on the 1-1. It'll stop shy of the tracks, and Waldrop will pull it in, but not before 8 cross for McCook. It's 10-1 McCook. NJC bats bottom of the 7th on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Plainswomen trailed 10-1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning after giving up 8 in the top part of the 7th inning. Was a 2-1 ball game. We had 13 innings of defensive softball, and finally the offense erupted. Can NJC find the same? Blake Duncan will lead it off in the bottom of inning number 7, trying to get anything put together for any sort of momentum. Duncan takes the first pitch off the plate for ball number 1. 10 runs, 10 hits, 4 errors, and 10 left aboard. 1 runs, 3 hits, 3 errors, and 4 left aboard. Duncan takes the 1-0 pitch, lifts it over to short. It's pulled in by Suhai for out number 1. Blake Duncan was our player of the game in game number 1 because Blake Duncan scored the only run and drilled the home run in the 7th inning. Played well defensively. I almost have to go Tegan Kim in this second game today. She pitched a gem, dueling right alongside Sadie Call, who gets a ground ball deep in the hole to short. Suhai with the throw across the diamond just in time for the second out in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Ashley Wecker will get the AB for the Northeastern Plainswomen after coming in when Tegan Kim was lifted from the game in the top of the 7th inning. Players of the game are brought to you on the Eastern Plains Sports Network by Better Electric, covering all your electrical work. 970-521-1030. Wecker, first pitch off the plate for ball number 1. Here's the thing. Nobody in this region has 2 arms the way McCook does. Ella Coville-Martyr, who no-hit NJC through 6 1/3, and Sadie Call, she's just effective. It's not like she's done anything overwhelmingly special. She's only got 4 strikeouts, hasn't walked anybody, only allowed 3 hits. 1-1 pitch to Wecker, make it 3 hits. Diving play by Banzett in center field, makes the catch, and that's that. McCook takes the Wednesday sweep. 10-1 in the second game, and we have a season series split between NJC and McCook. It'll shake up the regional standings, and we'll talk about that when we come back with you on Friday for Sophomore Day as NJC takes on WNCC. We'll be here for coverage of that weekend series starting on Friday at 1 o'clock. 2-1, McCook wins the first. 10-1, McCook wins the second. I'm Ben Blackie. You've been listening to Northeastern Plainswomen Softball on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.